Hello and welcome to The Big Fight. So this was a week where a lot happened. Violence, Sukma outrage that took place, violence in Jammu and Kashmir. But it was also a week that was marked by a development which is part of a series of developments that have got many people thinking. Yet another landslide victory for the BJP, this time in the MCD elections in Delhi. And I don't know if you're starting to see a trend, but state after state, election after election, being very heavily won by the BJP. And that's why what we're going to really talk about is what is the factor that is at work out here. Some people are calling it the Modi magic. There you have it, that image. The Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, it's a Modi wave. Extraordinarily popular Prime Minister. Some people say one of the most popular politicians we've had since independence, and that's really what is leading to it. Others may have a different theory. But a couple of other factors are coming in. What are Narendra Modi's real priorities? What are the things that he's pushing for? What are the factors that are leading him to win elections after elections? Is it his agenda? Is it the priorities that he's laying out? Is it the Tina factor, the fact that there is nobody whom you can really think of who's in a position to challenge Narendra Modi electorally? And then there's one other view that is coming out that, yeah, well, this agenda is all very fine, and the Prime Minister keeps talking about all of this development and other stuff, but actually there's a very strong subtext and there's a fringe, and that's is either overshadowing his agenda or is his real agenda. So that's one of the things that we are going to be discussing on this episode of The Big Fight. But I do want to draw your attention very firmly to what has been happening electorally. Let's just look at this. 2014, the BJP wins at the centre, and it was a stunning victory, and again Narendra Modi got a lot of credit for that. After that, 2014 by and large seemed to be good electorally. Won Haryana, single largest party in Maharashtra, formed a government in Jharkhand, highest ever seats in Jammu and Kashmir so far. 2015, it all seemed as if it was going south. Aam Aadmi Party swept Delhi. Nitish Kumar won Bihar, again by a thumping majority. 2016, the BJP started to go on upsurge again, with Assam in particular not doing that well, though, in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala or in West Bengal. So that's where the position was. But now, in 2017, and perhaps you could also say post-demonetization, landslide victories in Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, government in Manipur and Goa, single largest party in municipal elections in Maharashtra, dislodged the Congress from the position of being the main opposition in Odisha, trounced the Aam Aadmi Party in the MCD elections in Delhi. The only piece of bad news electorally, I guess, is Punjab, and there it is a minor ally. So let me get all of you in. Given that this is the position, are we looking, is this a Modi wave? Is it a very strong Modi factor that's playing itself out? And if there is a strong Modi factor, what is the Modi factor? And I'm going to try and get everyone to analyze that for us as well. Sambit Pantra joining us with the BJP with a happy smile on his face after all that I've said about recent electoral victories. Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress Party joining us as well with a less happy smile, but a less happy smile. And Raghav waiting for the perfect moment to go in and start blaming the EVMs, which I'm sure you're going to do any second right now, but just bear with me for a couple of minutes before you can do that. Tavleen Singh also joining us, somebody who has been someone who has praised Narendra Modi a lot, at least in initial days, and has been a supporter of the government, but now says there are some important questions and some areas that need focusing on. And I'm going to get you to tell us, Tavleen, what those are. Yogendra Yadav is going to help us analyze the entire position as well, and we'll get others as we go forward. Sambit, I'm just trying to understand, if there are electoral victories that are taking place, is this the Modi factor that is actually playing itself out? And I know you're going to say, yes, that's a very important part of it. But one also has to wonder about the fact that there seems to be another agenda which no one seems to be doing anything about. So, you know, what exactly do you think are the factors that are playing itself out? I'm going to give you a chance to go first.
No, Vikram, first and foremost, yes, I was really happy when you were reading out the electoral performances of Bharatiya Janata Party, but I believe, first and foremost, we should not get arrogant, and secondly, when we get all these victories that you have just enumerated, there is a sense of responsibility upon every Karyakarta of Bharatiya Janata Party. What is the prime reason for the victory of Bharatiya Janata Party? Definitely, yes, it is Narendra Modi's charisma, it is his hard work, and the kind of work that he has been showing through these 3 years. And secondly, and very importantly, the strategies of Amit Shah, the party president. This combined is a deadly combine. You know, the work which has seeped in through the Prime Minister on the ground, the pro-poor agenda and the strategies of Mr. Amit Shah.
All right. Would you agree with that, by the way?
No, I certainly concede that Mr. Modi is one of the most popular leaders that we have in the country. What are the reasons for that is certainly the opposition parties need to ponder upon. Whether he's popular and BJP is in this dominant position because of the propaganda war that the opposition, particularly the Aam Aadmi Party, that has been losing at the hands of the BJP, whether it's because of the media control, whether it's because of the muscle power and the money power, whether it's because of
the media
blatant...
So you mean the BJP is controlling the media?
Well, a certain section of the media, unfortunately, have become propagandists of the Bharatiya Janata Party. You know this much better than I do.
Yeah,
Mr.
but it's
Chandra.
interesting you say this because I can tell you as a media person,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Tableen will echo that as well, you can't these days, or for a prolonged period of time, you can't wake up in the morning or open your social media accounts without 500 people jumping down your throat and saying you're a sold-out paid media, and you're paid by the opposition, not by the BJP.
Yeah,
so it's, you know, you have to be, it's very difficult to be paid by both sides.
And nobody has had better media than the Aam Aadmi Party.
No.
It was virtually created by the media.
Bharatiya Janata Party has a whole army to attack independent journalists, and you know that better than better than me. But let me just finish my point. So whether this popularity and this unprecedented victories of the Bharatiya Janata Party one after another is because of blatant misuse of state instrumentalities, muscle power, media power, or sheer charisma of the leader is something that the opposition needs to look into. But let me tell you that when you said that after the huge victory in Lok Sabha 2014, they won Maharashtra, they won Jharkhand, they won Jammu and Kashmir, they won Haryana. They were stopped in Delhi. Within 9 months, in May 2014, they won all 7 parliamentary seats of Delhi.
If I was you, I wouldn't talk too much about being stopped in Delhi right now, because that's what's happening to some extent.
I am more than happy to speak about the MCT results also, but the limited point that I'm trying to make is that if in 9 months, from May 2014 to February 2014, the people of Delhi can vote for the BJP in May, and then in February 2014, within 9 months, give a thumping majority to the Aam Aadmi Party. The point is that if you offer an alternative, people are willing to buy that alternative.
If you offer an alternative, people are maybe willing to buy it. Fine. Now, how many of those 3 factors would you agree with, explaining what's been happening in recent months?
I think number one, you can't shy away from the political reality today. Mr. Modi is a strong opponent, but he's definitely not undefeatable. Vikramji, you threw some light on the electoral history. Look at 2003. 2003 December, 4 states went to election and BJP won 3. Before that, 2002, they won Goa. Similar trend, similar pattern, similar Mr. Vajpayee. But I am not finding solace in history. What I am trying to say is,
because you shouldn't find solace in history. The opposition is weaker today than it was in 2003.
What we need to do as the opposition.
And the opposition doesn't seem to have a strategy, by the way. A strategy or a leader or a plan, which is what you should be concerned about.
Congress party, or I don't want to give advice to other parties. Congress party definitely need to revive, form our own strategy, rather than merely falling in the trap of blame game. We cannot merely rest on where Mr. Modi will falter and then we'll reclaim our ground. We need to come out with a definitive strategy. But let's not forget, before we term this as a Modi wave, when you talk about alternatives, 69% of the Indian population did not vote for BJP in 2014. They want an alternative. Whether we are able to convince them that we are with them.
But that's true of every single election. Samit, hang on, I'm going to come back to you after I've got everyone else.
But let me assure all of them, yes, if there is a Modi wave, it is only the Congress party which will tame this Modi wave in 2019, and we are definitive.
With what and with whom?
With our hard work, we have done it. Yes, I am sure many people in 2019 were praising Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
I can't tell you how many people at the highest levels of the BJP who I have spoken to who says the moment the Congress party goes on saying that 2019 is going to be Modi in the red corner and Rahul Gandhi in the blue corner, the BJP jumps for joy.
I am definitely not.
I'm sorry to sound cruel, but the BJP, you can look at Sambit's face. I mean, I don't have to say anything, but look at Sambit's expression.
Listen, Vikramji, what I am saying is, I am definitely not an astrologer who is saying 2019 Mr. Modi will be weak and we'll be strong. We can see the writing on the wall. All I'm saying is, we need to re-strategize.
Yes.
We can't simply blame Mr. Modi. We will need to reclaim our ground by our worker, by our cadres.
Your strategy is Modi in the red corner and Rahul Gandhi in the blue corner. You need to think. and perhaps going to
We are thinking,
Audience,
if you
good
see at the
audience
results,
googling.
they won 7, we have won 4, we were at 44 seats, we had a huge defeat.
Okay.
But
Before
we
I
have
come to
gained a lot of
Yogendra,
ground back.
I'm going to come back. Before I come to Yogendra, Sambit, do you think it's a great strategy for the Congress party to say that 2019 should be Narendra Modi in the red corner and Rahul Gandhi in the blue corner?
They will know they're poaching our leaders.
No, first and foremost, I would not like to demean any political party, but well, yes, I agree that Rahul Gandhi is an asset. I always say he's an asset, and the Congress should elevate the asset as the president of their party. We have no issues. I mean, well, they should do it sooner. We have no issues. But since a number of questions has been thrown our way, I'll just make a quick submission.
No, I'll come
and
back to you with the
thereafter
questions,
should
and so I've got
continue.
all the other them. I just want to get, okay, fine.
I'll just...
Yeah.
I'll just take 10 seconds.
Yeah.
See, as far as this oceanography is concerned, the study of ocean, the length and the width of the wave, whether the Modi wave exists or not, I believe that we should stop this chapter. We have already studied this chapter too many times, and despite that, if the opposition still does not feel whether a Modi wave exists or not, I feel they are drowned within the wave, and the ones who are drowned cannot see how high the wave is. Remember, those who are standing in the shore can see the wave. Those who are drowned within the wave can hardly see how big the wave is.
All right, fine. Eloquently put. I'm going to come back and discuss the wave. But Yogendra Yadav, let me just get you in to try and understand for us what actually is happening. Now, we've seen 2 or 3 things that are explaining this wave of results that we've been seeing. And by the way, this is happening at a time when many outside the electoral world are starting to question, growth is not really happening and development hasn't happened, and was demonetization really good or bad? And by the way, look at all these attacks that are taking place and beef bans, and why are we doing this? And lots of questions are being asked. But Modi goes on winning election after election after election after election, which the BJP will take as vindication. Yogendra, what is happening? Is it the Modi charisma factor? Is it the policies that he's implementing on the ground? Or is it what, with your psephological hat on, you used to once call the Tina factor? There is no alternative.
The simple fact is that we are not dealing only with electoral victories, string of electoral victories of Mr. Modi. What we are confronting is Modi's BJP as the hegemon, as the hegemonic force in Indian politics today, which is to say, not only do they have electoral dominance, not only do they have central government and enormous power, they also have moral, intellectual and cultural superiority. This is what constitutes hegemony. They have, Mr. Modi's BJP has come to capture popular imagination, and this is why I think we are looking at something dreadful. For me, this hegemony of the BJP is not something to be celebrated. It is dreadful because it constitutes the single biggest challenge to the foundational values of Indian Republic. But let us not underestimate what the challenge is. And I heard some of the BJP opponents talk in a way that I fear they don't even begin to understand what they are taking on. It is not merely a Tina factor. Mr. Modi today offers the hope. He is positive, he is proactive, the opposition is negative, the opposition is reactive. Mr. Modi today captures the agenda. He sets the tone and the agenda. Everyone else reacts to that. Mr. Modi's BJP offers the possibility of governance and effective governance, while opposition did not offer that. He offers a sense of self-respect and identity to majority community, which seems to be in need of that. So those are the deeper things. Unless we respond to these deeper things and keep the debate only to a few electoral victories, we do not even begin to see what is the nature of challenge.
You sort of pretty much summed up some of the issues that we are trying to discuss right now on this show. Tablina, let me get you in on that point, because are there signs of concern in the middle of all of this? Some of the majoritarianism that we are seeing, the Gau Rakshaks and all are just a symptom of it. But Yogendra was saying there's a hegemonic thinking that is starting to come, which he said is somewhat dangerous. That's one part of it, which I think you also expressed concern about. And the others who are saying, well, behind all of this is the growth and all really taking place as it's supposed to be.
Look, I agree with Yogendra that Modi wins because he is setting a positive agenda. Yeah. Now, they're all saying he sells a dream. Well, it's better than not selling a dream.
Or better
right?
than not having a
and
dream.
he's not having a dream, and he's selling an idea of prosperity, of moving forward, of a clean, healthy, young India, which none of these guys are. They're still going on, they're stuck in their little ruts of secularism and communalism without realizing that those are very old ideas. You know, nothing's going to happen to secularism. There'll be cow vigilantism, and there'll be a response to that, because this is not a country. I actually have much more faith than Mr. Yadav does in India, in Indians, being able to resist us being turned into some kind of little, hegemon or whatever. I don't believe all that is happening. But certainly if you have a leader who is selling a dream, who is selling a positive agenda, and on the other side you have a bunch of leaders who are just attacking him. For a start, they help him. Every time, the whole agenda of the opposition has been Modi. That's all they talk about.
So let me. I'm going to come to all of you one by one on the point that Tableen right now specifically made, because
it seems to be causing some confusion. Can I just clarify that?
Yeah, you can carry on.
What I meant to say by hegemony was simply this, that it is not just brute power. It is brute power with legitimacy, electoral dominance with ideological moral acceptance. This is what Mr. Modi represents, and every critic of Mr. Modi would do well to acknowledge that.
Okay. Can I just put it to you, if you are actually to hear what Narendra Modi himself says, if you look at his speeches, you look at his pronouncements, you look at his Twitter account, this is the sort of things that he talks about, and I'm going to flash them up on the screen for you. He's, by and large, if you listen to what he himself is saying, he does talk about, as she says, a positive dream. Development, good governance, end of corruption, surgical strike against black money. He even speaks repeatedly about communal harmony and says that Gaurakshaks are bad, tolerance, achhe din for the economy. These are the sort of things that Modi, by and large, talks about, and you're right, those are largely positive. Now, the flip side of it, which is what Yogendra was referring to, and both of them were referring to, is the other side of it, which is the cow vigilantes, the fringe armies, the nationalistic trolls attacking everybody, some sense of concern about use of state power to intimidate people, the imposition of Hindi, singular form of Hinduism linked to majoritarianism, a culture of bans, India becoming a nanny state. This is some of the other things that we have been seeing. Now, Sambit, let me ask you, two things I have shown you. They are both.
I want to also answer this particular before he starts. Let me say, what really surprises me is that the opposition parties, all the opposition parties, have failed to make enough of an issue about cow vigilantism. They've gone to Rashtrapati Bhavan over EVMs. Now, I don't believe you can rig an entire election. They've gone to Rashtrapati Bhavan over silly things. But what they should be, because they're supposed to be secular
because
parties.
they think that there's going
Why-
to be consolidation.
why are they not?
Because they think it's going to, if you start talking about these things, there's going to be consolidation, which is what they're fearing.
I think
Don't
there is
they
a
want consolidation?
Which is why, Tableen, the point I'm making is, there's a theory that the opposition party will in private tell you that, yeah, this is what Modi says, this is what Modi actually believes in, or the BJP believes in, and both are going side by side, and you better recognize that while he says A, he's really talking about B, and that's what this government is really talking about.
You're absolutely correct. But just to add to what Mr. Yadav also said, it is not only what he has said, there's one more important thing which he has missed, and that is capturing institutions. Mr. Modi, rightly or wrongly, has the ability and has to some extent captured institutions, whether it's the ACB, whether it's the CBI, whether it's sections of judiciary, whether it's CIC, whether it's CVC, not appointing the Lokpal,
I'm
so
not
on and so
100%
forth.
sure about, but CBI, ED, IT, most governments in power do capture
They
those, which is
do.
unfortunate.
But
it's a sad part of
it's-
India
it's
that the
a
government's
reality.
capturing.
But the
Can
BJP
I-
All over
came
the
on the
world.
promise.
Can I-
The
the
government
BJP
in
You
came on
can't,
the
you don't have
in
the
the
same
trolls.
control over the
May I-
FBI. And
Vikram,
I mean,
can I
like
just-
Trump does not have the same control
May
over instruments of state power as the Prime Minister here
May
or
I-
the government.
Well,
in
it's
the
been
same
a
way.
tradition
May I
that's
just-
been set
so
by the
that is
Congress
one.
party.
That's true.
That-
That's
that
fair
is-
enough. That's why I said
Vikram,
that every
I'm
government
patiently
has
That
waiting
is
for
one.
my turn.
Number two.
Yeah, Sambit, I'm just
number
coming
two,
to you.
When people talk about Mr. Modi talking about positive things, setting a positive narrative, positive agenda, so on and so forth, I agree that the words that come from his mouth may be positive, but he works and operates as I understand, with a very convenient wink and nod strategy, and Mr. Yadav could perhaps explain this more, that he, as a tall leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, will only talk about positive things, but his juniors, members of the subsidiaries of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the RSS, his colleagues, Hindutva goons, all of them will set the narrative and call and, create communal simmering and small tensions.
Okay.
Whether
so he
it's
says all the right
propaganda,
things, the others do all the wrong things. Sambit, I'm going to get you to respond to that. Jaiveer, just add to that if you want to, and then I'm going to go to Sambit.
It's a fixed match. Prime Minister Modi has mastered the art of double speak. One narrative is for the public consumption, one is for cadre mobilization. Now, I disagree with saying that these ruts, they shouldn't worry about secularism, India will resist. I am sorry. Which way is India resisting? 6th August 2016, Prime Minister issued an advisory that these Gaurakshaks in the name of Gauraksha are creating havoc. It's been 1 year. Who's resisting? These Gauraksha vigilantism has increased.
No, sorry,
is the police
the
increasing? No, opposition is on the streets. The CM has spoken after 22 days.
Not really opposing very well right now. I think is the
what
point
I
that
meant
she's
is that
making.
the
And I'm going to come to the
opposition
opposition. Once we finish understanding what Mr. Modi and the BJP are really standing for, I'm going to come to what the opposition should perhaps be thinking about doing. Sambit, I have an angel on my left shoulder and a not so angel on my right shoulder. Which of them does Mr. Modi stand for?
I've heard everyone very patiently. Allow me my time. Number one, I was amused the way everyone was pointing fingers towards Modi. The more you abuse him, the more you accuse him.
I've never seen a show where Mr. Modi has been praised more than he has on this program right now, including by the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress.
Thank you. Can I please?
Even they've called him a charismatic leader and the tallest leader in the country. What are you saying? Who's pointing fingers? Okay, carry on.
Okay. The issue is more you point fingers towards him, more powerful he becomes, because people of this country and their intelligence, that should not be demeaned.
That's why no one points fingers at him anymore. That explains why even the Aam Aadmi Party says he's a great leader.
Nobody's Pointing fingers.
Vikram, I believe that we have won the elections. I give up my time. You can distribute the time amongst Tavleen and Raghav Chadda. I have no issues at all. No. I'll wait only if you allow me to speak. There's no issues. We have no problem.
Who's stopping you? I mean, come on, you talk more than anybody else on every show.
Vikram, I'm very serious about this issue. You can all sling mud on Mr. Modi. Don't allow me to respond. There's no problem at all. Because
he's on another
the
show.
main issue is
he hasn't listened to a word we've said.
Tavleen,
you haven't heard a word that's been said.
Please?
Yeah, okay, Sambit, speak.
Well, Tavleen, you can complete. You can complete your paragraph and then allow me to speak.
I don't
have
speak
no
in
issues.
paragraphs. I'm just trying to tell you, you haven't heard a word that everyone said. They've been praising Mr. Modi. Okay. Nobody pointed fingers, so don't go off on a tangent. Deal with the fact that, the Modi is
Thank you so much for the praise. Now, can I speak for a few words, please, if you wish?
Sambit, please
so
speak.
Many seconds
yes, thank you. Number one, first and foremost, Modi does not sell dream. He, in fact, brings the dream to life. Garibi Hatao was a dream which was being sold for 13 long years. And I'm astonished to say that even after 70 years of independence, 60% of our Indians, of our countrymen, did not have a bank account. Who realized this? Who discussed this? Who talked about this? No one. We thought it was not important to have a bank account also because there were other methods of procuring a loan. Here comes a man called Mr. Modi and he realizes that if something has to be addressed, number one, numero uno, then it is attaching the people who are poor and 60% of those who have been left out of the formal banking system into the banking system so that there is no pilferage when money travels from the top to the bottom, as Mr. Rajiv Gandhi had said, that only 25 paisa reaches the bottom. And today we have saved 60,000 crore rupees a year because of a performing DBT, direct benefit transfer. This is not a dream. This is tangible benefit.
Fine.
Number two, let me complete, please. Let me complete. Yeah. Let me. Just 10 more seconds, please.
Yeah.
I'll enumerate a real life experience over here. I was sitting in Lachians, Delhi with one of the top journalists of the country when Mr. Modi was campaigning for the UP elections. And the moment he started speaking, he said that देखिए जो बहनें और माताएं हैं जिनके घर में चूल्हा जलता है और वो 40 सिगरेट के बराबर धुआं पी जाती है उनको हमें गैस सिलेंडर देना है. And the journalist who was sitting in the Lachians, Delhi, the journalist said that oh ये मोदी जी हर दिन क्या ये धुआं वाली बात करते हैं? कौन सी माता जो है अभी चूल्हे में बना रही है?
Bank account cannot justify killing by Gau Rakshaks. There are two different things. Opening India, growing at a faster pace, cannot protect the woman who lost his child because somebody decided to kill them in broad daylight.
Can I please complete, sir?
Yeah.
Can I please complete, sir? Thank you. And then, 42 lakh women were benefited in Uttar Pradesh,
But
19 in Delhi itself, 19 lakh women. So people in Lachins Delhi generally do not realize. And Rahul Gandhi is in Lachins Delhi. Rahul Gandhi are Lachins product. Does not realize that chula mein bhi log khana banate hain.
Peace.
This is the truth, sir.
I get it.
This is the truth. We sitting in AC rooms hardly know what is transpiring on the ground. For the first time, people out of the AC room have come to power.
Wait, one second. Sambit, can I just put it to you?
Supposedly we espouse Hindutva, or supposedly we espouse Rama's theory. I would surely say Gandhi was the one who always talked of Ram Rajya. Gandhi's everyday activity began by taking Rama's name. Every evening he would perform obeisance with Lord Rama, and then he would talk about Ram Rajya. So Ram Rajya or Hindutva is not enemy to the ethical idea of India. Hindutva is a way of life. It's a way of life which is correct, which adjusts everyone. So there's no problem with Hindutva.
As
far as Gau Rakshak is concerned,
I'm sorry.
As far as Gau Rakshak is
Mr.
concerned,
Gandhi, who Godse killed, and your organization celebrates his birthday every year.
Be sorry for Rahul Gandhi.
What young India is asking,
you all can discuss. You ask questions to me. Who are supposed to answer the questions that are put to me? Is Jaiveer Shergill going to answer the question that have been put to me?
I'm asking you, Sambit, you are talking.
Of bank accounts reduce the number of casualties in Kashmir, which is the highest, as admitted by Mr. Rajnath Singh on September 10 in Panaji. He said the infiltration is increased by 135%. Now by Modi development, you cannot put a blanket or overshadow the misdoings which are going on in the nation under your regime.